Hello everyone, and welcome back to another installment of Fallen Flag Fans Review Series.
I'm also here.
This time we're going to talk about Thomas and Friends books, because being massive Thomas enthusiasts, collectors, whatever, we have a lot of merch from them, including books. So, it's time to go over our obscure Thomas books. Starting off with these. These three were produced by Toddler Books, I believe. Checking the copyright dates here, I believe they were produced in 1991 and 1998. So let's go over them. First, we have shapes and sizes. As you can see, there's shapes on the top and bottom. Opening it up, we see Gordon and Percy. And then we see Thomas pulling a long and short train. He's missing side rods in that illustration. Then we've got Thomas and Bertie showing us the difference between round and square. We've got the hilarious fat controller and the thin, I think that's a conductor. James somehow, for some reason, has white wheels in this illustration. And then on the back, you can see some ads for the other books. Next is Coming and Going, aka Opposites. And as you can see, there's arrows on this side. Thomas and Percy are on the cover. You have James, who for some reason has red wheels, and Thomas showing us in and out. Then we have Empty and Full with Annie and Clarabelle. Coming and Going with Thomas and Percy. Up and Down with Bertie and just some random car. Under and Over with Gordon and Henry. And then again, on the back, there's some advertisements for the other books. And then we have colors. We got Thomas, James, and Henry in the sheds on the cover. We got blue, Thomas and Edward. We got James, who has gray wheels. James, can you pick a wheel color and stick with it? Jesus. Percy and Henry are green. Bill and Ben are yellow. Actually, they're more orange, but... And then Terrence is orange, and then Harold is white. And then again, there's advertisements for the other books on the back.
Look at Henry.
Yeah, here's Gordon's face. Interestingly, if you see, there's one more. Counts to 10, which we don't actually have. If anyone has an image of that book or knows about it, let me know. Okay, now on to the next series of books. The Me Reader Story Reader Collection, Thomas books. As you can see, all these have the illustrations similar to the Ghislaine-ish era, 2001 early hit era renders of the characters. So, starting with Ride with Thomas. And this book is...
Here's also what the Me Reader actually looks like.
We don't actually have it. I think it's over at our aunt's house. But anyways, Ride with Thomas. So this book is not an adaptation of any TV series episodes. It's actually an original story where basically Thomas goes to the docks and tries not to get distracted. This page is weird. But yeah, Thomas goes to the docks and tries not to get distracted. Interestingly, Douglas appears, which is strange for a hit era book. Salty's here, they're at Brandon Docks. Bulstrode appears, and he seems to have a troublesome truck face. Interesting. Anyways, Neville and Harvey are here, along with Harold, who has that cursed render. James has gray wheels again. Bertie and Thomas. Emily, Molly's pulling a passenger train in this illustration. I don't think she ever actually did that in the show.
Don't forget Duck up there.
Oh, there's Duck? Duck. Interesting.
Also, interesting fact. If you see these little pictures, those are the sounds the My Reader would make.
You would click that and it would say that. But anyways, and here's Rosie. Rosie appears in a lot of these books, interestingly. They act like she's some sort of major character. I got Terrence. That's interesting, seeing Terrence and Rosie in the same spot. And there's Donald. Interesting. And on the back, you can see that My Story Me Reader made plenty of other books for other franchises. You have Toy Story, some Pixar stuff over here, Disney, and then it looks like Disney Princesses on the bottom there. Next, we have Year-Round Engines, which is a pretty simple book designed to teach you about seasons, obviously, based on the title. So you've got spring here with a bunch of animals, stereotypical spring, obviously. You got, again, Rosie is here.
Stanley up in the corner.
Stanley, yeah. We got spring vacation season. Never heard of that. Maybe that's a UK thing. Here's something interesting I found while reading through this. It says, Emily loves to haul a load past the beach so she can watch the beautiful sunset.
Does she have only one car?
It's the hitter. Anyway, that's a neat bit of characterization for Emily. Here's a circus, and again, Rosie. Interesting that Rosie's affiliation with circuses was established already.
Who's that train back there?
That's a house. But interesting that Rosie's affiliation with circuses was established this early. We got Bertie at the zoo. That's interesting. I like that. I like that Bertie is shown next to the zoo. A road
It's surprisingly that if you look at all these, look at how well drawn the animals are.
The animals are good compared to the engines, yeah. Okay, now it's Autumn. And Captain is here.
Somehow.
Interestingly, I don't know why he's here. So this must have been a pretty late era book, considering Captain was interested in Misty Island Rescue. We got Terrence up there. Strength, this is still using the model series renders. It was made this late. And of course, here's Winter.
Yeah.
Interestingly, there's two Henriettas in this illustration.
There's two. Why does Sir Topham Hatt have an American $5 bill?
Because this book was made for America.
Like, why does the Fat Controller have a framed picture of James?
Okay, next up
Shouldn't it
we
be like
have
Thomas?
Helpful Thomas. Well, I'm biased. James is my favorite character. This book, I think, has the worst illustrations of all of them. So basically, the plot of this book is that Thomas's whistle is broken, and he doesn't want to go to the works. I think because he's scared of going to the works. Again, this is supposed to be like for kids, so this is supposed to be like a don't be scared of going to the doctor type moral here. Works actually pretty well in Thomas canon. This is
Birdie.
Hey, look, it's a Better Late Than Never reference. I'm sure they didn't even know that episode existed when they were making this book. Harvey, and look at these illustrations. It's pretty bad. Harvey and Salty appear in a lot of these books. I don't know why.
There's a lot of obscure characters.
This is the worst illustration by far. Just,
like, we've never...
Just take it in. Just take in this illustration.
Like,
Just
we've never
take it
seen
in.
these cards before.
Just take
just a
in
bunch of
this
gray
horrible
coaches.
illustration and all of its horrible glory.
Is that Gordon
And then we've
Hill?
got Mavis, who appears in a weirdly large amount of these books.
It's always with Mavis.
Then we got Harold, again, who again appears in a lot of these. More Harold.
The bridge is broken, apparently.
This is the scene where Thomas realizes he needs to get his whistle fixed. So he goes to the works, gets his whistle fixed, and then boom, the book ends. That's actually a pretty interesting moral. I wonder why they never actually did that in an episode. Then we got Go Slow Thomas.
Basically, like, follow the rules or something.
Again, this is another original book. So, Topham Hatt. So this is basically...
There's Elizabeth.
So basically, the plot of this one is that Thomas is taking Topham Hatt around the island
Like,
on a tour.
Elizabeth shows up surprisingly a lot in this.
Yeah, I think this is the only one she actually appears in. Again, good animal drawings. Anyways, Cranky and Bulstrode appear again.
Bulstrode has a normal face
has that
now.
weird face. Here's Hero.
Hero and Molly and Rosie.
It's really weird seeing Hero and Molly in the same promotional image, considering Molly was dead before Hero was introduced. Anyways, we got Toby.
Who's interesting. He needs medical attention.
He needs help. Anyways, we got James. And is
that
black? James's wheels are still gray.
Is that the King of the Realist Castle?
No, that's Callan Castle.
Oh.
And then we got again good animal illustrations, bad characters.
Look at all the look at the animals.
We got that cursed weird wobbly Harold render. It's supposed to imply
there's
like movement.
There's
Emily and Gordon.
Cursed Gordon.
Again.
Not great, but
next up we have Thomas and the Jet Plane, which is actually based on the season 10 episode of the same name, where Jeremy is introduced. So again, it's just a pretty simple book adaptation of that episode. Again, it's literally just the same plot as that episode.
Oh, he was racing Jeremy.
Basically, recap is a bunch of things happen to Thomas that can't happen to Jeremy because he's a plane. So Thomas gets jealous of Jeremy, and he wants to be a jet plane, which he says to Percy in this scene. And then a storm hits, and Jeremy can't go out, and Thomas has to do Jeremy's work because that's the plot of the episode. And then finally we have, well, not finally, actually, there's one more. We have Thomas's Busy Day. Again, this isn't actually based on an episode. This is can they give someone other than Thomas a spotlight?
Like, look at this.
This is a weird shed scene, though.
We got Emily that's really cursed. Look at their boilers.
Thomas, Rosie, and Stanley.
Just look at their boilers.
Very interesting cast here. We got weird cursed red wheel birdie. And
you see,
there's
a lot of
Toby.
There's like a lot of reusing. Like we've seen before.
Like look at this. This
is literally
background is the same one that's on the cover.
Same cover, and then we got Elizabeth.
Literally the same. Look, it's the same Fat Controller.
Yeah, Elizabeth again.
Yep.
Murdoch
randomly appears. I think this is the only illustration of Murdoch in this art style. Let me know if that's wrong, but it's still crazy. And then there's Rosie again. Frankie, Terrence, and Elizabeth. They really love the off-road characters in these books. There's Bulstrode again. I don't know what this is. I don't know why it's a circle. But anyways,
Mavis again.
More Thomas renders. Stanley. Stanley only has 4 wheels.
It's literally the same shot as before, but with Stanley. And Toby.
I don't know why Stanley only has 4 wheels.
Toby still needs medical attention up there.
Yeah. Here's Emily and Percy, and now it's night. And pretty good night illustration, actually. I kind of like that one. And then finally,
the full night book.
Thomas Makes a Wish, which is an adaptation of Thomas and the Shooting Star.
This is really cursed.
From season 9. I think that's Thomas and the Spaceship. Wait, I actually don't think this is an adaptation. I thought it was an adaptation of Thomas and the Spaceship.
Shooting Star.
I was confusing them. The hit era episodes aren't very
Oh,
memorable.
look at that map.
Why is
there a river between Europe and Asia?
It's bad. But then again,
Look
we're
at that!
math
Look at that
nerds.
connection.
We're also geography nerds and Thomas nerds.
Just look at this.
This is bad. But
Look at this.
This is actually based on a costume Thomas wears
This
for
is so-
Halloween in Sticky Toffee Thomas.
That's so cursed.
But anyways, yeah.
Then look,
So this
Rocky's.
is basically a prequel to The Great Race
Rocky's
where Thomas
first
imagines he
appearance.
could be... Yeah, I don't know why Fearless Freddy is here.
He's even on the same track.
Again, this is the...
The only narrative in this whole book
I think
series.
this is the only illustration. These are the only illustrations of Freddy in this art style. Again,
Out of all the
and
narrative
as you can see,
engines-
for some reason, he doesn't have a nameplate.
Out of all the narrative engines, they picked Freddy for this.
Yeah, basically the plot of this is that Thomas wants to make a wish on the shooting star, and and he goes around asking all the other engines
There's Spencer.
what their wishes are, and there's
Why?
Rocky Thomas, and then eventually he just decides Thomas just decides to
Please,
wish
Thomas.
that all of his friends' wishes to come true. So pretty basic ending, but I mean it's a children's book. What do you expect? Now onto the step into reading books. If you grew up in the last 20 years, or if you have a kid who grew up in the last 20 years, you've probably seen these. They're everywhere. Of course, there's Thomas-themed ones. First off, we have Thomas Goes Fishing. As you can see, this book is in not a good condition. But yeah, again, it's an adaptation of the season 1 episode, Thomas Goes Fishing. It's actually, I actually really like the art style in these books. It actually looks good. Again, but these are like way baby down books. So again, these are like way baby down books, so they're not, super well detailed or good illustrations or I mean, the illustrations are actually pretty good. Back when they didn't just make these actual garbage. It's actually pretty good, but again, it's pretty boring. Just a retelling of the season 1 episode. Then there's The Great Race, which is interesting because there's an actual Great Race adaptation. But again, this is an adaptation of Thomas and Bertie. Don't know why they changed the name. Just gonna flip through it briefly. As you can see, it's really just an adaptation of Thomas and Bertie. Thomas doesn't have side rods in this illustration. I think someone else has pointed that out. But yeah, there's pretty much no. There's not really much substance to this one. Then there's Thomas Percy and the Dragon, interestingly keeping its original title. Again, it's just an adaptation of the book. But since it's at night, these really do have good illustrations. I think it's cool they attempted a sort of scary episode for this, considering that. Look here, look. That's interesting. It's Percy talking to Edward and James. This is a new scene that wasn't in the original episode. Interesting. Oh, yeah, they actually changed it up a little bit for the adaptation. Interesting. Whoa, that's very different. Whoa, what in the world is going on in this book? Interesting. Oh, they changed the dragon into a parade float. Interesting.
Also, the whole back is falling off.
Yeah, this book is in the worst condition out of all of them. Next up is Thomas and the Jet Engine. Again, keeping its original title, the U.S. title.
I don't think the turtle was on the episode.
Yeah, I actually don't think he was, yeah. But maybe there's some differences in this book as well. So this is just basically a retelling of the original scene. Why is there a balloon? Oh, it's Top Hat explaining how jet engines work to Thomas. Interesting. Oh, this is a new scene. Again, not in the original book. Interesting. Oh, and then here's the scene where everything starts to go badly. Yep, there he goes.
The docks.
Okay, interesting. That's a new scene. James is here. Thomas looks so insane in this illustration.
Thomas is mentally unstable. Henry looks like Henry looks like he's in time for Thomas.
There goes Thomas past Gordon. Oh, I love this episode. And the jet engine runs out of fuel.
Oh, is that an actual plane?
Wait, hold up. Thomas is at the
look at
airport. Thomas went to the airport. Well, I mean, this was written during the hit era. So that's an interesting change to the book.
If you go back, that was an
Gordon may not be a
actual
jet
plane.
engine, but he's full of hot air.
That was
They
an
kept that
actu-
original line.
That was an actual plane there.
Okay, now
I'm
we're
pretty
going
sure
on
this is
to
original.
now we're going on to reading with help, i.e., step 2. As you can see, it says step 2 with a teal 2 up there on the front instead of a 1.
Happy birthday,
Now, this
Thomas.
is Happy Birthday Thomas. I actually...
Look at all the gifts he has.
I haven't read this. I don't know if this
Wait, is that a watering can and a guitar? What is Thomas gonna do with the watering can and the guitar? I don't know if this is an original story or if it's an adaptation of that one awful, god-awful season 10 episode. Wait. Why does Thomas need a guitar?
Thomas does not want to work. It's his birthday. Wait, how the heck does Thomas know when it's his birthday?
How does he have a birthday?
Actually,
is Thomas
you must work today, Thomas. Wow, okay.
A day.
So Thomas goes on to his friends like, oh, God. Oh, God. Thomas needs help.
Thomas needs medicine ASAP. I just want to point out while we're laughing, why does Thomas need a watering can?
Thomas needs so much help.
Thomas.
Anyways, he carries wood. Why? What is the goat? The goat is eating his coal.
Carrying eagles?
The goat is eating his coal. Oh my God.
Oh, Thomas is sad. He doesn't get his silly hats.
Thomas doesn't get his birthday. Look at Clarabelle. She looks very weird. Why are they derailed? Wait, look at that. Look how bad that illustration is. They're like jackknifing. The heck?
Jackknifing.
Oh no, it's a cow.
It was a cow.
Look at him. He's so upset.
He's distraught over a cow.
Thomas is very pissed.
Bro, look at the cow. Bro, why is the moo fuzzy?
At last the cow moves. Wow.
Oh, Thomas doesn't get his birthday.
Yo, no, he does get a birthday.
Surprise!
Awesome.
Find him with our silly hats.
Yo, that's awesome. Thomas gets a birthday.
Yay, Thomas.
And he looks insane still. Yo, well, that's a unique story.
I just want to address in the front. They're giving Thomas a freaking guitar and a watering can. Like, he's not going to... At least someone was nice enough to give him coal.
Yeah.
Everyone else gave him stuff he can't even use.
That's hilarious.
He's a trade. That was the funniest episode so far.
Oh my God, guys. We got a non-Thomas-centric episode adapted. James goes Buzz. Let's go.
That
and James still has freaking gray wheels.
Happy birthday. That was so
That was
funny.
hilarious. Okay, what could be in this one? What could be in this one? James goes Buzz. Trevor is here.
Trevor.
Interesting. Boko isn't in this.
Wait, what? Was it Boko?
Boko was in the original episode. He better be in this.
Boko?
Anyways, James is looking as busy as a bee.
There's some bees.
What's that noise, asked James? It's bees.
Bzz.
I'm not scared of... Oh, come on. They cut out the whole Boko and Duck subplot.
Bro.
The next day, there was a beehive. This is very different.
Oh, no.
This is supposed to take place at Tidmouth. Interesting. Oh, James is pissed now.
James is gonna...
Oh, he gets stung. This bee is more realistic than the one actually in the episode.
It wasn't realistic bees.
And that's a more realistic bee sting, too. The bee is like the breeze. That's hilarious.
The bee like the bee.
That's funny. Wait, hold up. I just realized glaring continuity error. If the bee got pissed at James for burning him when he landed on his boiler, why are these bees now clinging to James' boiler?
Why are they on the turntable?
And James is...
Oh, don't do that. It's going to make them more pissed.
Tried to wash them off. Blew smoke at the bees. I think... Oh, they didn't even have him turn around on the turntable like in the episode.
No, he wasn't on the turntable.
Oh, he was? Okay. James said, goodbye, bees.
Bro.
Interesting.
That was interesting.
Okay, now on to the CGI series books. First up, we have Stuck in the Mud, which is a shortened adaptation of Hero of the Rails. Interestingly, though, if you look, it has the same art style as the models. And if I pull another CGI book, as you can see, it has Thomas's CGI face, like his CGI look. But interestingly, this book, he has the model series, as seen on DVD. Yeah, remember when DVDs were relevant?
Yep.
This is a level 1 book. Okay, moving in. So, Stuck in the Mud. So basically, this is a retelling of the Rails. You can see Hero is damaged. Hero's broken. He will be sent to the scrapyard. No, Thomas will fix it. Interesting. Wow. Oh, here comes Spencer. Oh no, I'm going to tell who?
Is this a tattletale?
Oh no, Hero needs help. Thomas puffs off to get help. Thomas and Spencer race. Spencer crashes into the mud. Thomas now must help 2 engines. Hill, Top, and Hat.
Victor?
Hero gets fixed.
Oh, I forgot.
Hero gets fixed. Who helps Spencer? Thomas is too small, so they have Hero help him. Yeah, just like in the book. Hooray for Hero.
Just like in the book?
Just like in the actual movie.
Just like in the book, Jacob.
Okay, great race. This is the good sport. As I said, there was an actual... As I said, there was a great race adaptation.
Got 30 stickers.
Again, it says as seen on DVD. So let's get started. This is in the new CGI style. Oh, it says Dear parents. Your child is taking the first steps into an exciting journey. Independent reading. Interesting. So we have the Good Sport, which is a great race book. So Thomas is strong, Percy is strong, Gordon is fast. They're going to the Great Railway Show. No, they're not. It's the Flying Scotsman! Oh my god!
The Flying Scotsman.
They will both race at the show. Why does Gordon look happy? He should not. Percy will move trucks. Thomas meets Ashima. She has lots of bright colors.
I mean, not mean Ashima at the Great Railway Show.
No, this is a stripped-down retelling. The race begins. Gordon is too hot, so the Flying
Gordon isn't even streamlined.
He's not even streamlined. They had to cut down on plot points. Percy is scared of the race, so Thomas takes his place. Thomas races Ashima. They move trucks. Ashima's track is blocked. Okay, I guess the Vinny subplot is gone. Thomas helps. Thomas and Ashima both win. Now here's something interesting.
Stickers.
The stickers are still here. Most of them,
honestly, we took a couple out, but...
We took a couple, but most of these are still around.
What is this?
And look, of course, these ones show Gordon in a streamlined form.
The streamlined Thomas.
Either streamlined Thomas, streamlined Gordon. I'm pretty sure some of this
all
art
streamlined.
is exclusive to this book.
Number 1, Shooting Star.
And then, of course, it shows
there's a bunch of more books.
It shows some ads for some other books. These are based on Miller-era projects.
Is that Lily?
No, that's Bash and Dash. And then we've got Animals Everywhere.
I think these are unique books.
We got Animals Everywhere. I'm pretty sure this is an adaptation of that one season 14 episode.
That's literally a duck. Those are ducks.
That's an ostrich.
Those are duck faces.
Okay, let's get started. Animals Everywhere. What could this possibly be an adaptation of? A circus. Okay, that's new. There's a big striped tent. There's cotton candy. There's lots of animals. Does James have black wheels? James has black wheels. Let's go. A monkey plays music. Thomas wants to be a part of the circus. Engines can't be part of the circus, says James. Says James, the person who literally pulled the circus train. A girl drops her ice cream. Okay, that's a random plot point. A monkey takes keys. The monkey's unlocking the circus train. I'm getting deja vu. The children go into the tent. The show doesn't begin. What's going on? A clown runs out of the tent. The animals are missing. Okay. So Thomas does not want children to miss the circus. Thomas goes to find the animals. The ticket man. Clickety-clack. Thomas goes to find the animals. Interesting. There's a lion leaping over the lawn chair? Dude, that guy is just chilling.
That's the new...
he does not even care.
That's the new Cow Over the Moon.
He does not even care.
No more Cow Over the Moon. You got...
Lion jumping over the lawn chair. Why is the bear riding a motorcycle?
Why are the seals in the pool?
I don't know. But there's the monkey.
The monkey.
And oh, look. He tracked them all down.
Yahoo.
Yay. Oh, that's a... Oh.
If
you're afraid of clowns, look away now.
The monkey's putting a hat on him.
Look at that. That's terrifying. And then, yeah, that's the end.
Monkey Thomas has a hat.
Oh.
But why is the red nose so small on his nose?
Yo, DVD ads.
Ooh.
We got Wobbly Wheels and Whistles, Lion and Soda, Henry and the Elephant.
Oh, that's cool.
Those are interesting choices. And now we have probably the weirdest one. Easter Engines.
This had to be an original book.
You know, I was about to ask, is there even Easter in the UK? And then I realized I'm stupid. I was thinking of Thanksgiving. Anyways, Easter Engines. Here we go. What could be in this one? It's Easter, and they're waiting for the Easter parade.
James likes that new cut of paint right there. He's getting washed.
Yeah.
Oh my God! So Thomas, the hat's actual car.
Thomas is leading the train. Is going to lead the Easter parade. Thomas must go to the McCall's farm to get the Easter egg.
What?
Okay, interesting. Thomas goes to McCall's farm. The
so
egg is
big.
very big. Interesting. This is the
Terrence.
biggest egg in the world. Terrence tells Thomas to be careful and not break the egg. He's going to break the egg. Thomas rolls slowly down the track. He doesn't want to break the egg. The egg wobbles. It does not fall. Quack, quack. Thomas lets some ducks go by the tracks. Thomas is not. Thomas reaches the parade. It's almost over. Thomas is not the first engine in the parade. But the children still cheer for Thomas and the giant egg. And the parade's over. How did the egg get so big? The egg's not real. It's made of paper. Rip Thomas and the egg. It's full of Easter baskets. One child gives Thomas a basket. Thomas is happy. Thomas. Okay. Okay, interesting.
That was just interesting.
CGI books. And now we have two more random little books just to cover.
And interesting.
These are not very interesting.
No, how you get them are interesting. They come from
these.
They come from like these shiny engines. I'm gonna go see if I can go find them.
You go find them.
We'll go find them.
So these are from the 75th anniversary Thomas and Friends shiny Trackmaster Revolution models. When you bought them, you got these little character bios. So this is just a little character bio. Yeah, we can still buy them actually. Yeah, this is just basically Percy introducing himself to you. As you can see, he does mail. He pulls the mail train. Again, there's not even mail train in this shot. Delivers mail at night. Yeah. Especially basically around the holidays. Sometimes he gets distracted. Thomas's best friend. Basically everything you need to know about the CGI version of Percy. And here's Nia's book. Again, it's the same idea. Just basically Nia introducing herself to you, going over some characters, saying, oh, she's from Kenya, she likes animals, in the animal sector, she likes to help out. She's excited to live on Sodor now. But here's the two engines that we got with these. As you can see, they're shiny boys. They got a special metallic finish. They made these for the 75th anniversary.
I want James.
Yeah, we'll get James eventually, but here are Percy and Nia. And now we're on to what I call the standard TV series book adaptations. As you can see, this is what they look like. We bought them around 2004-ish. These are the 2004 ranges. So they're all season 6 and 7 adaptations. This is Thomas and the Ghost Engine, which I'm pretty confident, yeah. This is an adaptation of Scaredy Engines from season 6. It's literally the same plot with the same everything. And they're just screen caps from the episodes. So there's not really a reason to go through these. It's literally, I mean, the only thing that's different is the dialogue. As you can see, here's the back. We're just going to speed round through these. So we have Thomas James and the Red Balloon, which is an adaptation of the episode of the same name from season 6. Got Gordon Takes a Tumble, same name. Interestingly, that's a Thomas and the Jet Engine promotional image there on the cover. We got Emily's New Coaches, which has a season 8 promotional image. We got Toby Had a Little Lamb, which season 6 episode. Emily's New Coaches is a season 7 episode, interestingly. So I don't know why they included it in this set with all the other season 6 episodes. But yeah, Toby Had a Little Lamb, based on the season 6 episode. Boldy Rides Again, based on the season 7 episode. I'd like to, just open this up just to see this here. Promotional image that shows a scene not featured in the original. I mean, it is a scene featured in the original book. It's just not in the same, it's just from a different angle. So just something a little bit interesting in that book. No Sleep for Cranky, season 6 episode.
Recipes Percy Chocolate Crunch.
A Bad Day for Harold, again, based on the season 6 episode of the same name. And then Thomas the Jet Engine.
If you look at the back, you can see that we're missing Percy Chocolate Crunch.
Now on to what we call season 2 of the books. We don't know if these actually came before or after or whatever, but
we're missing a lot of them.
But interestingly, look, if you look at the back here, you can see the ones from, quote, season 1 contain these 10, and the ones from season 2 contain these 10. Interestingly, though, here's something I realized. This says Egmont, which is a British company, which is a British publishing company. And look, the number is listed in pounds, not dollars. Were these British exclusive books? And if they were, how did we get our hands on them? Anyways, on to the season 2, in quotes, ones. We have Thomas, Percy, and the Squeak, based on the season 6 episode of the same name. Then we have Percy and James in the Middle, which is based on Middle Engine. Don't know why they had to change the name for that one. Edward the Really Useful Engine, which is titled Edward the Very Useful Engine. Again, they changed the name. And then the most interesting one, Trouble for Thomas. If you've watched the Unlucky Tug, if you watched the Unlucky Tug VHS Home Media Anomalies video, you'll know that this episode actually has 3 titles. In the show, it's called It's Only Snow. In the book adaptation, here, it's Trouble for Thomas. And then on the DVD named after this book, they accidentally titled it as, what was it? I think it's Thomas and the Snowplow, or Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Yeah, it's Thomas's Snowy Surprise. Anyways, on to 3 more books that don't really have anything to do with anything with each other.
Each of them also have their various own quirks.
These are interesting. So we're going to start off with this one. This is Catch Me, Catch Me.
You see the top.
As you can see, it says with cutout learning cards inside. This was just a Thomas book. It's from when was this made? See, this one's actually listed in dollars, as you can see. Anyways, it also says Ghislaine. This was produced by Ghislaine, so this was pre-hit era stuff. But yeah, Catch Me, Catch Me. It's an original story, basically on Thomas and Gordon. There's actually an excellent adaptation of this into a Thomas and Friends episode-styled thing up on YouTube. I'll leave a link in the description if I can find it. But Gordon goes up this mountain set in this book, which is not something that ever appeared in the show, interestingly. And look, Thomas goes through a tunnel to beat Gordon. But as you can see, if you look at the end, the mini learning cards are actually still intact in the book. We never bothered to get them out. Then we have a very thick book, Thomas and the Hide and Seek Animals.
Lots and lots of big fun flaps.
So this is interesting. So in here, basically the plot of this, it's another original story. Basically the plot of this is a zoo comes to Sodor.
It's also some flaps.
But yeah, if you open it up, you can see that in scenes like this, there's flaps. James was chosen as the one to pull the circus train in this book, which I think is awesome because
the first page
that's a reference. Too. But anyways, arf, 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 what the heck?
Probably a dog behind the flaps.
But yeah, more flaps. There's a giraffe. Basically, the plot of this is Thomas is going around to look for animals again. Like that other circus book we already looked at.
So many.
But again, yeah, there's flaps, and it's really not too interesting beyond that, but it's nice.
Now it's time for the most interesting book probably of all of this.
This is a weird one.
The Thomas's
ABC book. No,
and you'll see why.
This doesn't seem very interesting, but look, it's a Hit Era promotional image on the cover. You'd think this is a Hit Era thing, or at least Ghislaine Era. Then you open it up. Again, still looks to be Hit Era. And then you see the Season 1 promotional images. Yep, this book has Season 1 promotional images in it. Some of which I don't actually think were released anywhere else. So, here we go. I'm going to go through this whole book to show you all the oddities in it. Starting off with A is for All Aboard. Here we have it, promotional image of Thomas. B is for Birdie, promotional Birdie image. C is for Coaches. D is for Diesel. As you can see, there's this horrible, definitely reeks of the 80s thing here where Thomas goes along this track. We got E is for Edward, Season 2 promotional image. F is for Freight Cars. G is for Gordon, and H is for Henry. J is for James. This is interesting. This is actually a deleted scene from James and the Express, where James gets congratulated by all the passengers and not just Sir Topham Hatt. So that's a nice deleted scene image. We got, I don't think that promotional image of Edward was actually released anywhere else. Same with the driver in cab image there. This Henry image, again, I've never seen anywhere else. If any of these are actually not available online and you want me to scan them and upload them, I can definitely do that. But anyways, we've got O is for Old Fashioned, which is Toby. Got some Old Iron, Percy and the Signal promotional stuff here. We got Top Hat image. I think that one's from Thomas, Percy, and Nicole, or some sort of one of the episodes from the Thomas and Percy Season 2 arc. Up, he was for Up. Yeah, Thomas and Terrence promotional image. And then here's the end. And again, I don't think that promotional image was released anywhere else either. Very interesting.
Now it's on to some random books.
Okay, our first random book is the Day of the Diesels Golden Book.
Day of the Diesels.
Yeah, there was a golden book for pretty much every Thomas movie that was released during the Miller and even the early Brenner eras. It's just a retelling of Day of the Diesels. That's it. Interestingly, Mavis is present in this scene when she isn't in the original, which is interesting. There's the Flynn at Sheds scene. Percy with Kevin. Yeah. Pretty basic scene here. Oh, Belle's present for this scene. Strange. Anyways, there's the typical, it's got the typical golden book ending there.
Interesting thing, we just pulled all of these books you're about to see out of the storage box.
Yeah, these were just in the storage box. So first off, we have Diesel and the Troublesome Trucks, an adaptation of Season 6's World's Strongest Engine. This wasn't with the rest of them since, well, we didn't actually know that we had this until we searched that box, so it's alone. Now we have this, and I don't actually know what this is. I'm guessing this is the cover, I think. It says 2013 Ghislaine Thomas Limited. So what I think this is that it's actually broken and it's supposed to go in like this. So basically it's a retelling of a bunch of episodes. So first off, we have Thomas and the Runaway Kite, retelling of that episode.
pretty basic retelling / adaptation. Then there's Toby's New Whistle. As you can see, the book is actively falling apart as I'm reading it because it was not designed to last. Then we have The Green Machine, which I think is an actual unique story, and it looks like a story about Percy cleaning up things and environmentalism, I guess. Ooh, Don't Go Back. This is a season 12 episode they adapted. Interestingly, around this time, they really didn't care if they adapted season 12 versus CGI episodes. So there's a lot of season 12 episodes that are just basically treated as CGI. Again, more of the Don't Go Back adaptation. And then we have Thomas and the Rainbow, which, again, it's a adaptation of Thomas and the Rainbow. Time for a Story, an adaptation of the season, 14 episode? 13? I don't know. I don't care about the Miller era. Oh, Hero of the Rails. Interesting. Splish, Splash, Splosh. Misty Island Rescue? They retold the entirety of Misty Island Rescue just on this one page. I highly doubt that. Or Mountain Marvel. Again, season 12. I really don't know what this is. If anyone has any information on this magazine thing, please let me know because I really have no idea. What is this? Percy's Gift. An adaptation of that one god-awful episode from season, what was it? Again, I don't know, it's the Miller era. But yeah, as you can see, this actively fell apart as I was reading it. Good thing I documented it. But yeah, I actually have no idea what this is. If anyone has any info on what this is supposed to be or knows anything about this, let me know. I'm actually very intrigued by this. Next, we have Thomas and the Treasure and Other Stories, which you'd think this would be just an adaptation. And look, based on this, I think it goes with the other book, with the other one we already read. But let's start off with Thomas and the Treasure. So this is an adaptation of, the season 10, I think it is, episode, Thomas and the Treasure. But considering it says and other stories, I'm interested to see what other episodes are featured. Yo! It's Duncan's Bluff! The best hit era episode! Epic episode choice. Seeing the sights. Is this even an episode from the hit era? Is this an original story? I think this might actually be an original story.
That means they took these pictures for the story?
No, they're just random pictures from different promotional episodes that they stitched together to form this episode. Or maybe this is an episode from season 10.
Hey, look, Picture Back.
Books in the Picture Back series. Yeah.
That was one of the Thomas books.
Look, there's all the... Look, there's a list of all the Thomas and Friends themed ones.
Yeah, this is one of the ABC ones.
We got what? Thomas and a Cow on the Line, Calling All Engines, Catch Me, that was what the other one was. Diesel 10 Means Trouble. Ooh, that's an interesting one. Diesel's Devious Deed, Down by the Docks, Edward's Exploit, Hooray for James, James and the Red Balloon, James and Mess, Percy Chocolate Crunch, Cranky Day, Monster Under the Shed. Wait a minute, hold up, that's a fan story. What is it? The Special Delivery, Track Stars, Trouble for Thomas, The Naughty Diesel, The Rumors, Thomas Gets a Snowplow, Thomas Gets Tricked, Thomas's Milkshake Muddle, Thomas's Railway Word Book, The Thomasaurus Rex, Together for Kwanzaa. That's random.
What's Kwanzaa?
You don't know what Kwanzaa is? No. Oh, wait a minute. That's not even a Thomas book. Anyways, next book. Stop, Train, Stop.
Like Dr. Seuss, apparently.
I actually don't know.
But Dr. Seuss, apparently.
Anyways. Okay, it says, this book comes from the home of Cat in the Hat Beginner Books Division at Ransom House, Inc. Whatever that means. Stop, Train, Stop, a Thomas the Tank Engine story. Illustrated by Owain Bell. That's the same guy who did the illustration in the other book. And there's the Britt Allcroft Company logo. Interesting. Everyday Thomas the Tank Engine. Everyday. Okay, this seems like a pretty basic Thomas story. It doesn't look like a... That is not Knapford.
Look at Thomas's face in that shot.
Doesn't look like Hackenbeck. Hey, they're actually doing the stations on Thomas's branch line.
Bro, Thomas, look at Thomas's face in there. Thomas
went away. Why does he have 4 coaches? Look at that. He has 4 coaches. Interesting.
Thomas looks very weird.
Yeah. Thomas has Henrietta. Thomas has Henrietta. What in the world? Thomas does not run an overnight service. That's a redraw. This is a very inaccurate and very lazy book. This looks more like a Dr. Seuss book than a Thomas book.
About Thomas's face expression. Look at that screech.
This feels more like a Dr. Seuss book than a
is.
Thomas book.
Because it is. Look at the front of the book. Look at the front of the book.
Go train go.
Look at the front. Look, Dr. Seuss.
Interesting. Okay, next book is a very weird one. Easter in Harwick. This looks like it would go with the other ones with this style of illustration, but it's actually not a step into reading book. It's just something entirely original. But if you look at this Sodor map, you can see it is incredible.
Why is there an Isle of Man?
As you can, that's actually accurate. But as you can see, it's very wrong.
Why are there lakes on top of all the hills?
Because that's how it works in... actually, I don't even know. There's an island there when there shouldn't be. Vickerstown, Skarloey, Renee, Crosney, Curran killed it. Yeah, like look at the Brendan branch. The Brendan branch is especially egregious. Look at that. There's 2 Brendan branches. What in the world? But going into the actual story. So basically, a lot of this is it's spring, and well, hey, there's Donald and Douglas, and there's something going on in Harwick. There's an egg hunt in Harwick. And Thomas is...
Oh no, he's gonna steal the eggs from the...
That nest reminds me of James, thought Thomas. What in the world? Terrence was pulling a cart filled with eggs for the Easter egg hunt, and he crashed. So the eggs, they rolled into the stream, and they made it around Farmer Dalby's garden. Oh, that's an interesting Railway Series reference. How are you going to get all these eggs into the Easter? Had an idea. The next one, they did the Easter egg hunt around the... That's smart. That's smart, yeah. Yeah, cool, interesting. I don't know why they...
Draw your egg basket here.
That's interesting. Of course, we never actually did that. It's a very weird book. A lot of strange stuff in it. Interesting that Terrence is an integral character. And next up, we have this one. Goodnight Thomas. Now, this seems like it would be an original story, but if you go ahead and read the back cover, as you can see, it says, Thomas follows a shooting star in this comforting glow-in-the-dark bedtime story. Yeah, this is an adaptation of the one Thomas and the Shooting Star episode. I think that was from season 9. Maybe it was season 10. I'm not sure. But yeah,
James?
That's Edward. It's basically just a slightly simplified, well, very simplified retelling of that episode. It's just a retelling of that episode. And next we have the strangest and probably the coolest book so far. It's very big, so forgive me if I can't fit it all in frame, but Thomas and Friends Look and Find book.
Let's see if you can find.
I am actually excited for this one. Whoa.
Oh, that's nostalgic.
That reeks of the hit era, doesn't it? What else is there? Okay, Knapford Station. We have to find all of these things. Well, this is actually a really easy look and find game. There's a telephone pole. Driver is probably somewhere near the engines. There he is. Porter. There he is. Train schedule.
Ticket. You gonna find a ticket?
Ticket. I found the ticket. Train schedule. It's got to be on a wall. There it is. There's the train schedule. And then ticket, clock. Yeah, I'm not going to actually bother going through all of these.
No, it's the airport. Here's
the airport. And wow, the book really does not want to open. Ugh. So at our airport, yeah, I'm just going to go ahead and move this around.
Why is one of them Terrence?
So you get to see all of these.
Easy to find.
Yeah, here's the here's the docks. Just gonna go ahead and move this around again.
Why is Birdie at the docks?
So you can see all of it.
Why are there bananas?
Is this the quarry?
Why?
Oh, Toby's derailed at the quarry.
With bananas.
For some reason.
Oh, look, there's a circus.
Circus.
How many circuses in Thomas and Friends?
It's a pretty recurring thing in the hit era.
Oh my god, look, it's the same exact...
It's the same exact illustration.
Because James...
That explains why it was so complicated in the other book.
Because look, there's a picture of James.
I mean, it's not actually as one of the things.
And we got
the beach.
The seaside. We're out to the sea.
Whoa, interesting. Oh. Interesting. There's this. And then another page of that, and that's it. Remember, it's the back cover. Very interesting. Now, as I'm sure everyone and their mother has seen or even owns one of these, the Thomas My Busy books. Now I'm going to go ahead and take the camera out of the tripod to talk about this one. So, Thomas My Busy books. So basically, the actual book portion is just little bios of each of the characters with CGI promo images. And then, of course, there's the titular map. I'm not actually going to bother pulling out, but the titular map. And then, of course, the little characters that come with the My Busy books, along with this log car, which actually is a Thomas thing. Strangely, we have two heralds, indicating that we had two of these books at some point. And Mavis seems to appear in a lot of these. Mavis, Gordon, Henry, Edward, Thomas. We have James. If I can find a photo of him from when we did have him, I'll pop it on screen just about now. But we do have James, which is lost at the moment. And then the back cover, this. And the final book for this video, Thomas and Friends Play a Sound Right on Time Rescues. So basically what this book is now it's I don't know if the batteries are dead,
They are dead,
or if it's actually broken. But basically what you would do with this is that it's a book about Harvey. So you would go through, it says, are you ready to help? You can use your tools to help Harvey. So what you would do is you would pull it out, and you would say if you needed him to do the hammer, the wrench, the screwing, or whatever, so you'd like turn that.
And look on the other side, you can see.
You'd like hit this with the hammer. It would make sounds and do stuff, but...
You see that there's a Topham hat logo that tells you, on the other side, tells you what character you're supposed to press.
But yeah, if you look, we're missing the screwdriver, actually. We have the wrench and the hammer. But yeah, the rest of the book is in that typical hit era, sort of promotional hit era style
hammer.
Book.
Tells you to do all that.
But yeah, that's basically it. That's the book. As you can see, here's what the screwdriver looked
and
like.
There's a battery compartment in the back.
But we don't have the screwdriver.
And that's
It's a very interesting book, definitely interactive. But yeah, that's
Those
the
are all
end.
the
That's all the
books.
Thomas books we own.
Well, actually, there's a fair share of a couple, a little bit more, but they're off at other places.
So we might make a sequel to this eventually, actually.
Showing you those.
And there is actually one more book we do own, and it is here, but it's an interesting one. So we're going to put that in its own video. Stay tuned.